And we begin at 5 with tragedy in Beaverton after the body of a missing 13-year-old girl was found in a neighborhood park. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm David Molko.
And I'm Laurel Porter. Beaverton police call the death of Milana Lee suspicious as the community pleads for anyone who may have seen or heard something to come forward. Brian Clerkley joins us now in Beaverton. This is just so heartbreaking, Brian, and tonight there's still so many questions.
Yes, Laurel, I'm here at a park off Barrows Road, and you can see that there's a makeshift memorial set up for 13-year-old Milana Lee. Her body was found in a stream near police have not yet released information about a suspect or how Milana died, and we're waiting on more details.
My daughter actually goes to Conestoga, and she's around the same age too, so it's just hard, you know what I mean? That's a parent.
Stephanie and Brandon came to drop off a set of flowers at a makeshift memorial just outside of a park off Barrows Road for 13-year-old Milana Lee, who was found dead in the area yesterday. Milana was a 6th grader at Conestoga Middle School in Beaverton. Police say the circumstances surrounding the teen's death are suspicious. Investigators were seen canvassing the area Tuesday evening.
It's devastating. It's absolutely devastating.
Milana was last seen Sunday at her apartment in the Murray Hill area. Beaverton Mayor Lacey Beatty posted a tweet expressing her condolences for the people impacted by the 13-year-old's death.
Especially in this community, it's so safe and everybody seems so close. Just for something like that to happen, it's kind of crazy.
Conestoga Middle School Principal Zan Hess said in a statement there are extra counselors at school to support both students and staff through this difficult time, and anyone with information on Milana's death should contact the Beaverton Police. Laurel?
It is just heart-wrenching. Thank you, Brian. And sadly, we have new information on another terrible tragedy, this one in Gresham. Police revealed today a mother and her kids are all dead in a murder-suicide. It started with a welfare check yesterday morning at an apartment by Southeast 185th in Yamhill. Police found someone dead inside, and they now say 31-year-old Ashley Palmer and her 2 children, ages 6 and 8, all died from gunshots. Police say it is a murder-suicide. If you or anyone you know is struggling with mental health or thinking of suicide, there is always help available. Lines for Life offers free, confidential support 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The number's on your screen now. It's 1-800-273-8255. You can also call the Multnomah County Mental Health Call Center.
An incredible display of heroism this morning after a fire tore through an adult care home where amazingly everyone made it out alive. Now, the fire broke out just past 1 at the Hope and Care Assisted Living Home. That's on Southeast Pardee Street. Timothy Spencer, who works there, did not hesitate. He ran inside the building as it burned and started pulling residents out one by one, saving their lives.
When I entered the building, there was smoke everywhere. I just went from room to room and got residents out one by one. Some of our residents have no mobility at all. So I had to carry some of them out, and then the ones I could put in wheelchairs, I got those out.
He just kept going. Everyone inside, some 24 people made it out thanks to both employees, workers like him, and firefighters. And somehow nobody was seriously hurt either. Spencer was treated for smoke inhalation, but he says he's okay. And to give you a sense of just how dire this was, more than 40 fire trucks and ambulances responded. Officials say they called out all those resources because they thought there would be a lot of casualties. Investigators say that fire likely started in the attic. No word yet on the cause.
Wow, what a remarkable selfless act. An update now on a big crash on I-5 we first brought you as breaking news at 5 o'clock yesterday. It turns out the truck and trailer that crashed on the interstate bridge were stolen. Authorities say the trailer was taken from a firearms dealer who was in Portland for a gun show. There were about 35 different firearms, everything from handguns to rifles, inside. ODOT says the truck crashed after a police chase in the northbound lanes of I-5. One woman was taken into custody, and I-5 was shut down. It wound up blocked, causing big delays during yesterday afternoon's rush hour.
Well, developing tonight, the FBI is offering a sizable reward for information about the murder of an innocent woman. Authorities say Danae Williams was gunned down, caught in a dispute between two rival gangs. Mike Benner joins us now from Northeast Portland, where the 25-year-old was killed. And Mike, tomorrow marks a year since Williams was shot.
Yes, David, 1 year, but chances are family will tell you it may as well be 10 years. They are hurting. They are desperate for answers. So too is law enforcement. They want to know what happened here at Northeast MLK and Deacom. What we do know, judging by the flowers at this intersection, Danae Williams was clearly loved and is missed terribly.
There is somebody to blame for this murder. We want to find that person, those people.
The FBI's Kieran Ramsey pleading for somebody, anybody, to come forward with information about the shooting death of Danae Williams.
On May 12, 2021, Danae took her dog Maxwell for a walk in the park. Then she went to dinner with a friend, and ultimately, tragically, she never made it home that night, through no fault of her own.
Ramsey says Danae and a friend were sitting at a stoplight at Northeast MLK and Deacom when a silver sedan drove up. Somebody started shooting at Danae and her friend. That friend was badly hurt and survived. Danae, though, did not. She died the next day in what investigators are calling a dispute between two rival gangs. But here's the thing.
Danae had nothing to do with gang violence, with guns, with crime, with anything like that. She was simply in a car. That car was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
A year later, Danae's family and friends, some of whom were in attendance at Wednesday morning's press conference, are too distraught to speak on camera. But Special Agent in Charge Ramsey read a statement on their behalf. Here's a portion of it.
The tragedy that struck the community is something that our family and friends will never be able to get over. Unfortunately, there hasn't been any answers provided as to who killed her. 1 year has passed, and the community is still left with no answers.
And that means no justice for Danae, an innocent victim of the gun violence plaguing the Rose City. This year alone, at least 34 people have been killed in more than 500 shootings. Last year, 69 people killed in more than 1,300 shootings.
Gun violence does not discriminate in who it harms. We see organized crime cases, gang-related cases, domestic violence cases, and random acts of violence that take the lives of innocent people like Danae Williams.
All the more reason to pick up the phone and call law enforcement if you know who's to blame for Danae Williams' murder.
This is the face of gun violence that's still sitting here traumatized, grieving significantly. This is where the community needs to step up for these folks right here. They are of the community. They are from this community. They deserve justice. Danae deserves justice.
And if you want to play a role in getting Danae and her family justice, the FBI is offering a cash reward of up to $15,000 for information that leads to an arrest and conviction in the case. This is the 9th time in the last year or so the FBI has offered a reward like this. You can find more on this case and the other 8 cases on our website, kgw.com. Laurel?
Well, we certainly hope they get a break in this case and the other cases, too. Thank you, Mike. We return tonight to a homeless camp in southeast Portland because of the reaction we got from a story we aired about a week ago. Neighbors complained it was ruining life at the Tall Firs Mobile Home Park. After the report aired, the city told us the camp was on a cleanup list. We also heard from business owners in the area who believe they're losing money and dealing with damage. Blair Best is here with an update. Blair?
That's right, and ultimately what brought me back to this neighborhood, we're off 157th and Southeast Division, was just the number of calls and emails I was getting after that first story aired, all from neighbors saying that quite frankly they're fed up and that this homeless camp is getting out of control. Take a look.
It's just a lot of drugs, a lot of violence, a lot of yelling, a lot of it, and of course it happens like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Violence, I would say, is the big thing. We have on a weekly basis a gentleman who likes to have a machete out, guns pulled.
Neighbors describe what they've seen outside this homeless camp on 157th and Southeast Division Street.
The road's blocked, drug deals, fights.
Kimberly Thompson, who didn't want to be identified on camera, runs Mini Miracles Daycare right around the corner from the camp.
It's kind of frustrating because, we're worried about the safety of the kids.
She believes parents are reluctant to send their kids here. She's considered moving, but she's been in the location 11 years.
But every time I do go by there, it's frustrating because you can't get through. It's frustrating what you see. It's a little scary.
No one really wants to be this close to what looks like danger. If it's not, it sure looks like it.
Cameo Whitney Starbuck manages Bridge Street Apartments right across the street from the camp.
Your entryway is a homeless camp to this property.
She says people living at the camp have broken into the apartments.
Units that they break into, laundry rooms that they break into, steal laundry. They defecate and leave needles in our laundry rooms and vacant units if they can find them.
She says repairs have cost thousands of dollars. They spent $20,000 for a security guard.
Just so that at night we weren't having to sit here in the parking lot to man the safety of the property itself.
Just a few minutes after our interview, Cameo got a call that a vacant unit had just been broken into. Hello? We walked upstairs to find needles scattered across the living room floor. This time, there's a mess to clean up, but no serious damage. Still, she worries about the safety of tenants like Nicole Blue.
It was a great place to live for 5 years.
Blue has lived here for 7 years and has seen the camp grow.
It's a lot of anxiety. My daughter is 14 years old. She will be 15 in September, and I don't even let her stand out at the school bus stop.
The bus now picks her up a block away. She wants to move, but says she can't afford to.
I feel stuck, because, everything is going up. I'm a single mother.
Her garbage bill has doubled because those living at the camp use her dumpster.
Bringing, dolly cart things, full of garbage over here, and then they just throw it and leave it all there, and then we have to pay for it.
As for calling authorities, they have tried.
We actually have a timer that actually goes off every single week that we make sure that we're staying on that list, and to no avail. We've gotten nothing.
I have called non-emergency, I've called emergency, I have called the state, I have called the city, I have called everybody that can listen, and most of the time I get, yeah, okay, you're caller 1,000 and something, and I'm like,
how do we protect our tenants? How do we protect our property when we don't have an avenue to do so?
So the big question is, where do they go from here, right? So I called the city today and they said that yes, this camp is on their radar. They've sent some groups out to pick up trash, but they're really waiting for the Department of Transportation in order to fully clean it up. Because if you take a look, a big part of the camp is broken down RVs, cars, and trucks. The Department of Transportation is assessing this camp either today or tomorrow, but unfortunately, this isn't the worst camp in town. I mean, just last week, the city received nearly 2,000 reports about similar camps. David, Laurel?
Blair Best reporting there. Blair, we appreciate you staying on that story. Thank you.